All righty then. Once again, it is Monday night and it is time for another edition of our stay-at-home open mic presented by the Barbed Open Mic Series. My name is Richie David Marrufo, and I'll be MC and host for the night. And as always, we're coming to you from El Paso, Texas. That is right. We are live and alive in the 915 El Chuco town. As always, if you're coming back, welcome back. And if this is your first time tuning in, we love having you here. This is like any other open mic, except it's online. We all meet through Zoom. I'm sure you've heard of it, and we stream that here to our YouTube channel. So if you are tuning in at the very, very beginning, or if you've been waiting, thank you. You're a real one. We really appreciate that. One thing that you can really do to support us is just say hello in the chat. We have a little live chat. It is right over there. Go check it out. Say hi, where you're listening in from, and definitely chat us up throughout the night. I know I hang out in the live chat. A couple other of the performers do so as well. And if you want to perform yourself, then you're more than welcome to do so. In fact, it's a short list tonight, and so we have room for you. So if you've always wanted to try it, there's a link in the description. Not yet. Give us a couple of performers. I will add the link in the description, or maybe we can even add it to the live chat as well, and just sign up for that. If not, just sit back, kick back, relax. Like every other show, this is a platform where we encourage everyone who is here signed up to share maybe their latest work, something they're working on, or they just want to dust off a piece. And of course, as is tradition, we definitely welcome and heavily encourage the cover poem. It's a great way to discover maybe poets that you had not seen or heard of before. And of course, you're more than welcome to throw on a little bit of a lid to put a cover on it. Anyway, definitely, like I said, you can also, there are other things you can do to help us, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and of course, sharing that link out with all your peeps, all your networks. Once again, thank you for tuning in. We are the Barbed Open Mic Series. In addition to these online shows, we are back in person doing shows all around the city, all around the region. In fact, if you are watching this live and are in the El Paso area, we do have an open mic tomorrow, Tuesday, at Mona Bar of Modern Art. That is July 18th from 9 p.m. to midnight. And we also have a show this Thursday. It's a poetry only show, spoken word night at Capri. Come by, check it out. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really big one. And something that I've mentioned in the past, this month, we are having our first ever BWOMS open mic in Las Cruces. That's right. We've been invited to Las Cruces, New Mexico to set up. And so we're going to have a writer's night. If you are a writer, poet, prose, singer-songwriter, come through. We're going to set up from 6 to 9 at Grounded. And that's near the plaza. They serve coffee, pizza, drinks, wine, all sorts of great stuff. So it should be a good time. We are really looking forward to bridge with a lot of the Las Cruces community there. There's a lot of poets there that we want to connect with and make this little corner of the U.S. much, much stronger in the literary sense. And then, of course, we've got more surprises in the upcoming months. But other than that, we're going to come back to right now. We are online. If you're watching this in the future, that is, of course, you're present. But we're living there too. But, we've already done this. Anyway, let's stop playing with time mind games. We're going to go ahead and kick things off. And if I look at the list, we are going to start things off in the same time zone as us. We are Mountain Time Zone, and we're going to just travel a little bit north where I wish I could kind of be right now. Maybe it's not as hot there as it has been here. Plus some other things not that I won't mention on stream. But let's go ahead and welcome to the stage, back to the stage, Mike Sindler. What's up?
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody.
It's over to you.
Good to see you. And yes, all you nice YouTube people, great to know you're out there, and hope you'll put some stuff into the chat. And I also want y'all to take a look at this, which is lighthousewriters.org, which is a very wonderful organization. And anything you're doing as far as being a writer, any aspect, any genre, whatever, they have all kinds of great stuff. So just go ahead and kick that in and take a look on the site, and you might find something that could even change your life. You just never know, man. I'm going to just read some older stuff today. It's like that. I'm gonna start with this one. The theme at New Yo was about permanent ink. So I pulled this one out, called Spun Black. Pen poised, ink-laden tip, tantalizes clean blue line page, urging rolling ball to rest upon surface, skate sharp lines of wet black, scratching surface of white pad poetics, short strokes of clarity, run on riffs running to edge, getting lost in mark out marshes of incomplete erasure, chosen and unchosen phrases, just hidden enough not to hinder. Flow, words roll from brain down arm to dance, liquid slate of language drying in sketchy, fragile strokes. Thoughts laid gently upon sheet to rest and regroup. Pause, stroke, pause, pattern emerging, syllables play amongst themselves, extend off into sentence, some fragment, some form staccato stepping stones, veer and weave zigzagging paths, whole surface alive, spun filigree of verse, open spaces lend air to lace of iconography. Imagination's foundations blueprinted between horizontals, descending documentation, trails towards temporal conclusion, momentary myth of completion, resting between resuscitation, recombination, and recapitulation. Boy, I'm having trouble talking today. Each pause on a page, a space for dreams. Pen rests, ink waits, still more tales to flow in time from spun black onto sheer white. Woo! Well, my tongue does not seem to want to work. I'll do another old one called Promenade. Little creatures in the soil beneath this tree, burrowing and scuttling over and under root, padding over leaf cover with silent feet. Tunneling loosens earth, aerates and enriches, slow crawling beetles and swift ants catching sunlight on reflective wings and bulbous bodies. Twitching furred squirrel on treasure hunt for nuts, dashes and darts, paying no heed to wider community of minute inhabitants. Birds cease songs, make picnic, shrink insect populations. Skinks and chameleons devour ants before snakes make meal of luscious lizards. Shoots of dandelion and wild grasses burst up from leaf composted loam. Worm feels at home, threading through gravel and green. Bees coat themselves with golden gametes, passing from flower to flower, hovering high above bush, depositing fuel of future, trade pollen for nectar. Conglomerate connective collective, circling stout trunk of old oak, unaware of wider world beyond shade of branches. Roots meet mycelia and microorganisms merge across vast space between trees, communicate secrets of field and forest. Petite creatures each dance gently over web of sentient soil, intersecting rituals of survival, all feeding from gifts of sun and mineral matter. Lean down to see, focus on the close, hand to sand, ear to ground, then rise up, realize dance continues on larger scale. Each movement over miles or millimeters marks a step in tune into whirling frolic of planets promenade. And I guess I will go ahead and put on the hat. And I just, instead of any kind of theme or anything, I just picked a couple poems I like. And the first one is an Adrian Rich poem called What Kind of Times Are These? There's a place between two stands of trees where the grass grows uphill and the old revolutionary road breaks off into shadows near a meeting house abandoned by the persecuted who disappeared into those shadows. I've walked there picking mushrooms at the edge of dread, but don't be fooled. This isn't a Russian poem. This is not somewhere else but here, our country moving closer to its own truth and dread, its own ways of making people disappear. I won't tell you where the place is, the dark mesh of the woods meeting the unmarked strip of light, ghost-ridden crossroads, leaf mold paradise. I know already who wants to buy it, sell it, make it disappear. And I won't tell you where it is. So why do I tell you anything? Because you still listen. Because in times like these, to have you listen at all, it's necessary to talk about trees. And the next one is by Frank O'Hara, who was a great poet who was really sort of, in a way, sort of precursor to the Beats, and just great in his own right. And it's called Why I'm Not a Painter. I'm not a painter. I'm a poet. Why? I think I would rather be a painter, but I'm not. Well, for instance, Mike Goldberg is starting a painting. I drop in, sit down and have a drink, he says. I drink, we drink. I look up. You have sardines in it. Yes, it needed something there. Oh, I go and the days go by and I drop in again. The painting is going on and I go and the days go by. I drop in, the painting is finished. Where's sardines? All that's left is just letters. It was too much, Mike says. But me, one day I'm thinking of a color, orange. I write a line about orange. Pretty soon it's a whole page of words, not lines, then another page. There should be so much more, not of orange, of words, of how terrible orange is in life. Days go by. It is even in prose. I am a real poet. My poem is finished and I haven't mentioned orange yet. It's 12 poems. I call it Oranges. And one day in a gallery, I see Mike's painting called Sardines. Thank y'all very much.
Oh, all right. Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Mike Sindler, and of course, always repping the Writers Lighthouse. Anything for you really quick that you want to promote? Like any readings or?
No, nothing coming up in the real near future. Just buy everybody who you know who you likes books.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great commercial. If you guys are watching, all these peeps here, most of them have books, or people in your area, go support them and buy their books. And if you are a little tough on cash these days, something that doesn't cost a thing is just to share their social media, share their posts, the links to their stuff. That doesn't cost a thing, and it gets it out to more people, including this link to this video. By the way, I did want to give a shout out to Julian and Sandy, who were here right at the beginning of the show. It's awesome seeing you guys. I know Julian mentioned going to Capri on Thursday. That sounds exciting. And Sandy's been coming to the open mics as well. So it's cool to see you guys. We're going to go ahead and continue. We're going to come back to El Paso for our next performer. And, she has a book on the way. Today I went to, by the way, shout out to Brave Books, one of our awesome local bookstores. It's always fun to go check out. They do some pretty cool stuff in the community. They have a great social media presence. I saw Robin's book flow there. It's always cool to see people, like, oh, it's Robin's book, and it said winner of the Southwest Book Award, and I would have purchased it if I didn't already have a copy. I should have gotten two. That way, so I can like give it away as a prize or something to a student. I know they'd love it. But anyway, now I'm just rambling. We're gonna go ahead and bring up to the stage Robin Schofield. Hey, Robin, what's up?
Hey, Richie. Hey,
How you doing?
everybody. Everybody, either now or in the future. Happy Monday, or whatever day it is for you people in the future. So I dug pretty deep to get some ones that I haven't read in a while. And maybe this first one, maybe I haven't read it. It's called Elemental. We dream of email and digital music to avoid thinking of the minerals that power our quantum machines, the radioactive waste, the wasted life, the tantalum secured in Africa, called coltan colloquially, used for capacitors. A sea of radiance is dazzling my greedy eyes, going to pieces particle by particle, our cellular phones that shine like the gold coin the magpie takes. And this one is called Haboob Coming. Desert wind rattles sand into the sky so that you understand emptiness, how it stings. Even though no water runs in the river, can you believe the heron still finds minnows? Like the mockingbird, do you unleash your song tonight, or do you seek out silence? Do you miss a beloved's teases, or do you abide an absence in the spring? Autumn will come without your doing. The trees will be empty, the nests used. Will you be mute like the stars in the night sky that do not light the earth? Now that mesquite thorns cover up the trail, do you still pretend to walk home? Oh yeah, and I wrote this one, I think someone asked me to write about therapy or something. So it was a while back. So I called it The Encoder. A woman at the desk gives me some forms, questions I cannot answer well. Have I experienced pressured speech? I answer no while I'm in the throes of it. The psychiatrist is practiced in code. I try to tell him everything all at once. I mean it. He listens well and gently and tries to give me tools and levers and a place to stand like Archimedes. I don't tell him about the strange gold writing. Not yet. I don't know when I'll know him well enough. He keeps so much hidden. He is a still pond, opaque with lilies. How I would like to write in gold after the rain stops. I used to love the rain. Now I can barely go outside. Thunder makes me restless. Lightning inspires me to make letters on the page, jagged mountains and blue clouds. When I sit in his coral chair, the one with the arms that hug you, the masks begin to peel off. His too, though he quickly withdraws like the Arroyo waterfall. Some codes, some slogans. He writes down what I say and don't say. I don't believe as he believes. He saved me. He hears the poetry down to the bone. I know because he exhaled sharply at that killer last line, the one that did me in, that slayed me and him both. Okay, this one's called Germination. To bury the seed is to let darkness kindle it like a match to a sparkler, but not sudden, an explosion that takes time. In a week or two, the sunflower packet says, they will shoot and sprout, not one of a kind, but one kind of many, numerous as city lights. Pour water to make them incandesce underground. Rudimental roots shine and push down, while two green leaves on a stem white as the light of a firecracker push stones aside in thirst of sunlight. Oh, and now my cover poem, I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I picked out a random poem of one of my translations. And this one is a nice one because it was a sonnet in German. And I kind of have it rhyming. And I have some rhythm to it. So it's pretty nice. It's by Rainer Maria Rilke. And it's part of his new poems. And Rilke loved all kinds of statuary, and he loved sculptors, and he worked for Auguste Rodin in Paris. And he wrote about Rodin's sculpture garden, where he had a statue of Buddha. So this is called Buddha in der Glory. And I didn't translate the title because it's untranslatable. It means Buddha in the glory, and it means Buddha with a halo. Center of all centers, core of cores, an almond enclosing and sweetening itself. All of this, and twice to all the stars, is your fruit flesh. Hail to yourself. See, you feel how nothing more depends on you. Your shell is in the infinite expanse, and there strong juices stand and penetrate. And from outside, help from a sun ray, then all above becomes your sun's, full and burning, turning around. Inside you is still a beautiful dawn, that which will survive the suns. Okay, thanks everybody, and do try to come to Tumble Words. It's on Saturdays from 1 to 3 Mountain Time, and you can zoom in wherever you are. Just contact Kit and get the link. And I am going to have some at least one virtual reading in August. I think it's on August 26th for my new book, Ridge of High Pressure, which is very timely considering the weather in the Southwest. Let's see, and I'm going to have various book parties. One of them is going to be at Aaron and George's Film Cafe in August. So thanks, everybody.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Robin. Let's get back to here. The computer's being really, really finicky right now, so it's taking a long time to switch. Yes, be on the lookout for Ridge of High Pressure. Congratulations on the new pup, by the way. He's adorable. Hopefully eventually the cat will accept him and they live in harmony. But yeah, we got people. Oh yeah, Kit mentioned it too here in the Zoom chat, but people are requesting an audio book. So something to look forward to, of the poems. And that'd be fun. They have to be read by you. I think that's the point. But yes, Robin Schofield, everyone, thank you so much for joining us as always. We're gonna stick around in El Paso, and I didn't read what he was gonna do today. Let me double check here. Poetry, yeah. I was laughing because under like the section where you can fill out your bio, he just said nope. I'm like, all right, then yeah, nope. But I hope he's got some poems to share today, whether it be the original covers. I know from time to time he'll do a freestyle, but without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Elaine the Main. What's up, man? How you doing? You are muted right now, actually.
Okay. I'm doing pretty good. Everything's going well. I'm just kind of like taking some time to myself, doing a bit of studying, doing a bit of writing, doing a lot of reading. Just trying to just trying to like file away a lot of like the artists and authors in like my mental library. So things are going pretty well. For tonight, thank you for the introduction. For tonight, I'm gonna be doing some poetry that I've been writing throughout the week. So I've been able to sit down and write some stuff, but lately I've just been having like small little bursts of inspiration. And so like I'll just hop online and just kind of like type some stuff up. And this is kind of like what I've been running with, you know, just some one-offs, some real quick bursts. But this is what I have for you all tonight. So this one right now, as of right now, it isn't titled, but let's just call it Ghetto Boys. Okay. So this one is Ghetto Boys. Real ghetto words for the real ghetto boys. Hopping in and out of hoopties, trying to shoot me. I saw that little hit from down the street take a pump before he hit the street. Saw him do things that they say on TV, and then I sat back and watched it again. Poor people with poor antics, please drive me to the next round. And that one is the end of that one. Thank you. This one is just like a quick 4-line sentence. This one I'm just gonna say is untitled one, but if anything, I'll just say lack of music is what it is. Day 10 of writing music, I'm trying to find my long voice. Like soft bar scenes and small sips, my mind races to a point before grasping. And then that one's the end of that one. I forgot what I titled it, but that's let's just say the lack of music. I think it was the lack of music. This next one is titled Picture Perfect. And this one is when it's like, these are when the poems start getting a bit longer. I'm just gonna jump into it. This is Picture Perfect. Good God, the work comes together and latches itself onto something subhuman before we carry it out with full-on crooked smiles and buck-tooth grins in such a way that the sun has no choice but to smile down on us. Dear Lord, the pure back-snapping crack of the whip lashes at my eyes in such a caring way that I have no other choice than to listen. The pure, simple, sugar-coated form of the truth is hand-wrapped and gifted in such a daring way that I must submit. And that one is Picture Perfect. I'll do one or two more. There's one that I was able to like get my foot like into the door with, and I'm really excited about this one. So this one is titled Clamor. Over the small hills that the small elephants climbed over, the clinking of glasses brought forth the memory that they chose to enamel. The grass, neatly cut and watered, was soft and ripe for the rolling. The glasses, hand washed, were neatly spilling their insides onto the mahogany tables. The windows gave way to the hills and the sand and the rock walls. The sound of the clinking glasses rang over the valley and rippled onto the countrysides where the horns had blared. And that one's the end of Clamor. And then this will probably be my last one. This one is Ramrod. The last mechanizations of a civil world gave way to the grinding halt of cogs and gears in such a way that it scared the locusts. Hidden behind barriers of speech and weight, the poor helmeted heroes stuck their heads somewhere they wouldn't get back. The poor divided souls conquered what was left and built a finer tuned instrument that was then carried out to do the good bidding of those poorly uncivilized robots that still hadn't been recharged. And that one is Ramrod. And I think that's pretty much it for the night. That's going to be it for the night. I do have some other stuff, and but I'm just going to end it there. All right. Thank you, everybody. You can catch me online or on Instagram at Elaine the Main, ALAINTHEMANE, and I'll go ahead and see you guys next week. All right. Thank you.
All righty then. Catch Elaine the Main on your mains. Let's see. Hold on, switching back. There we go. Thank you, Kit. Yo, I'm blurry. All right, cool. No, I'm still blurry. What's going on here? You need to put on your glasses. Hold on. That's okay. There we go. No. My camera's being finicky now. All right. Anyway, even if I'm blurry, you can still hear me. What is going on, everyone? Once again, welcome to our online mic. We have a chill, very chill list tonight. It is not too long. As I mentioned, we will be traveling all over the place. Even though we are based in the U.S. Southwest Mountain Time Zone here in El Paso, we will be traveling around. In fact, we're going to go ahead and make a quick visit to South Euclid, Ohio, where we're going to visit a man who has been very, very, very busy. If you are a poet laureate, I don't see why you would be free. He's got a lot of poetic duties. Duties. Well, let's go ahead and welcome the one, the only poet maester, Doc. What is going on? Hey, new background. I like it. What's going on?
It's a picture I've been using on my Facebook page for quite a while, and I figured, hey, I'll use it as background here. I've been very busy. Read on Friday evening, at the LGBTQ Center of Cleveland, and they loved my poetry, so I'll probably be going back. And then on Thursday, I'll be reading for a group called Ingenuity Cleveland for one of their neighborhood nights here in the central city of Cleveland. But my first poem is titled Dream Quest of Unknown Love. Questing across unknown seas, beyond horizons of known, beyond where sea meets sky, where lies a land, a dreamland, a land of love's longing, a land where all which is wished, all which is dreamed comes true. Therein lies a city in a glen, a city in a field, a city of swevens, a city called love. It is a city of no more saudade, of no more herife, of no more longing, of no more yearning, of no more loss, of no more pain. It is a city of unknown love, of love long sought, where new love blossoms, where old love blooms, where love is fulfilled in infinite days and nights. It is a city where gods of love live and hold sway. It is a city of peace and of joy. It is an unknown city, a city dreamed, a city quested, a city called love. My second poem is titled Awakening. Awakening in a sacred world, a world called peace. Awakening to Om Shanti, to Kuch, to comfort, to home and a dream wrapped in wings. Awakening in your arms, in the mystery and majesty of you, in the dawning delight and darshan of you, to the poetry and music of you, to the forever in your eyes. And we are propelled by winds of destiny, amid isles of reverie and shores of swevens, into and beyond auroral horizons, over the mountains of forever, into a crystalline infinity, the infinity of love. And I will finish with a cover poem by George Bilger. It's in his book titled The White Museum. And the poem is titled Joy. Today, I sit on the sun porch with my body, just the two of us for a change. The flu having left me for someone else. I'm thinking about how good it is to have been sick, to have been turned inside out. Until we are sick, says Keats, we understand not. At 4 or 5 days, I understood fully and completely. There was absolutely no ambiguity, no misunderstandings of any sort whatsoever. For a while, I thought I'd never get better. I'd like to be that silk, getting my tang tongue tonight. I'd be that sick eagle staring at the sky on a permanent basis, but we're living in the age of miracles. Another jetliner smacked into New York. Only this time nobody got hurt. A black guy thoroughly fumigated the White House. And this morning I woke up feeling a little like a little French village the Nazis suddenly decided to pull out of after a particularly cruel occupation. The baker has come back to his store and everything smells like warm baguettes. The children are playing in the schoolyard. The piano bars along the river have thrown open their doors. And here you are with coffee and an open blouse and 2 cool breasts from the land of joy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate that. And you mentioned you're so busy. Yeah, thanks for sharing those. How can people find you online, by the way?
Just Doc Janning on Facebook.
There isn't an evil clone of you out there somewhere?
Who knows? In another universe, it's possible.
All right. Or how do we know you're not the evil clone? Okay, I'm just kidding.
You don't.
All right, thanks for joining us. Oh, I'm even blurrier than before. What's happening? Hey guys, this is what I look like when you're drunk. Give me a second. Whoa. Okay. Cool. Hey, what is going on, everyone? Once again, thanks for tuning in to our online open mic. I'm gonna do the smooth talking to the mic voice really quick. We're gonna go ahead and go from coast to coast. We're gonna go to the West Coast right now. And our next performer signed to do poetry, more of dream. I don't have the list in front of me. Hold on. Let me do it. Let me read it right. They're gonna read poetry more like a dream sequence. But yeah, they have an afternoon mic on third Thursdays, just so you know. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Finn Bell. What is up? Happy Monday. Hello.
Happy Monday. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be amongst you. Love the intimacy of this group. Loving it. This is the vibe. I'm going to share with you an older poem, a brand new, the dream sequence thingy-majiggy, and I'm going to cover a poem from a book that I just received. Okay, so the older poem is titled Preparing Rice. There is a skill involved in sifting of rice, a patience explained between bent fingers of elders to the impatient, nimble fingers of their young, in how they part and create moving dunes of white into mountains, divide to invent valleys in between where empty hulls and shining gray pebbles await notice. A diligence in seeking every last one as if cherished gem. The practice of flick in the wrist makes rain showers an arc of sunlight in one fluid motion. This repetition becoming its own meditative rhythm. There is an art to the careful act of cleaning rice, of summoning the coolness of a stream of water ready to trickle down palms as they lightly caress plump grains, in observation of liquid swirling thin milk into translucent. A single joint becomes the mark upon your measuring tape finger, a knowledge innate of where the top of the saturated rice ends and the rise of the water above it begins, an innate knowledge of how it is the perfect level. There is an art in building and maintaining your fire upon which you cook your cast iron pot of rice. Begin with the small branches, leaves, and logs presenting themselves along meandering early morning treks, spying kasui peeping between fences and sampalok fallen from tall trees. Remember the coconut hulls, sun-dried after a fiesta ng Mahal ni Birhen, and carefully squirreled away. Take this morning's newspaper and light its frightening political headlines aflame. Feed it as offering to your hungry kindling. The wildfire consumes itself. Here your pot nestles where the embers glow and endure. There's a skill to tending this life-sustaining gift of rice, a balanced scale of perseverance and ingenuity in preparing it as the vital lungs and heart of a meal where not one morsel is neglected. Nose and eyes intuit the thickness and steam and linger in the air of hearty aroma, and know this is where to shush and calm the flame. See as the grains soften and expand, swallow what remains of the cool land of purity once submerged in ocean fathoms, now lifting its head visible. Never an idle kettle, pygmy aubergines, their bands of deep forest green startling, join the settling rice, keeping each company as they relax, subdued and pliable. Tara na, kain na tayo, carries upon the afternoon's remaining billow, humidity meeting the coming dusk and its tentative coastal breeze. Sampaguitas greet the cooling of evening, whetting appetite saved prudently for hapunan. Country table set, tinapa bounds from the frying pan, flamboyant in the instance it flashes the momentary gold rainbow of its smoked skin. Sibuyas at kamatis soak themselves sea salty in patis. Each soul, every offering knowing to wait almost until the tutong crackles once. Our signal to mingle our words with the grace of our bounty. Amang banal, basbasan mo po ang mga biyayang pinakaluob mo sa amin. Our signal to whisper grace before dinner. So the second one is untitled still. It was for the Monday Night New Eureka Poets Cafe theme of permanent ink / writing destiny theme. Today we tread too slowly through this home I have kept only to myself. I will wait for you to understand, but that knowledge has embedded in the unmarked time before both of us planted our feet grounded on this hardwood floor. I am the soul left behind tending to the rot of a life. I keep tidy notes of every passing and coming in my crystal bright, fragile mind. I am the ghost wearing fugue sublime paths in circles around my beloved familiar halls. I cannot look back to know that you follow me still, tread and pick carefully at the places where the slant of sunlight disturbs at forgotten storms. Infinitesimal rage raised in the film of dust. Link your arm through my own. I crave the companionship despite myself. We are cautioned by the ancient spirit, wind passing through the boarded up walls, that the life we live is solitary. We are arrogant, and we claim we thrive in it nonetheless. Deny we were conceived, beings seeking union in the approval of other beings. But upon the first words that creep from infantile lips, we are exposed. We are told to be happy with our lot. We are told that young lie, we breathe, and the air is bottled up and hoarded away, too thick to expel in the non-dreamer's heaving lungs, too thin to make an ideal life catch and germinate, too exquisite for love to take hold, to set root and make life. I take your firm clay hands in between mine, guide them over the herbs, overrunning and spilling the countertop. My laughing voice introduces you to each one by name. You repeat them after me. You trace the ripeness of their vowels from my mouth. I take your firm clay hands in between mine, guide them between the giving places of my lush, still inculcate body. Vining and budding upon the walls and floors, my laughing voice introduces you to each one, each idea as it forms, intimate fragrance blooming, cloying. You repeat my existence back to me. Kiss the sounds unformed and pointed, bruise upon my lips. This is where ancient incantations happily perish. And then the last one is from Leonard Lunn's Poems Against Cancer, 2002. This is the first book of 3. This is called Meditations for Sleep. 1, Subic Bay, 1968. Moose, Hank, and I found a small beach south of the pier our carrier was berthed to. The fish were bright and beautiful, unafraid, the water so clear that to snorkel was to float somewhere between the clouds and planet. My sleep has been delayed, difficult, filled with memories of the dead Marine, my age, flown back with the wounded last week, while we cruised our station's oval path between combat and the hospital ship. I'll reuse that sense of floating tonight, suspension to bring sleep, stave dreams. 2, Clearwater, 1995. Pain out, peace in. Repeat until the wanting to die is turned to needing to live. My therapist was right, and this is what it means to owe someone your life. 3, Chicago, 2022. All these rushing years later, there are nights when the brain just won't turn down the volume. For when I fear sleep and the sights it might bring, our middle daughter says her trick for this is to recite the phonetic alphabet additively. Alpha, Alpha Bravo, Alpha Bravo Charlie. It works, but too often brings me back to the sea of Off Banang, the beach and the jungle. Feeling afloat does the same, no surprise. And so I count my old man's half breaths, the inhalations and their opposites, down from 99 to 0 and back up, gratified when losing track means I'm close. This is after Collage Meditation by Joanne Petranovich. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks for sharing those. What a trio of pieces you shared today. Some heavy. You mentioned the third Thursday, Mike. What is happening then this Thursday?
It happens once a month, third Thursday. It's earlier than my evening one. It's 1 p.m. Pacific. There is no theme, but I throw out a quote or a question to whoever attends, and they could use it as inspiration or not. The quote this time around is Rumi, and it is, look, I'm going to tell you guys what it is. It is out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Rumi. So that's what you have to deal with. And I will post all of that in the chat. It's just a direct link. No going through Eventbrite.
Oh, okay. Oh, got that direct link status. All right. Thank you, Finn Bell. And also, yeah, if you guys don't know, you gotta follow her. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. She's doing all sorts of cool, fun events, and also sometimes has the coolest artwork for her shows. So I just want to give props on that. Like the design of the flyers, like they're unique, and I always want to give props to people when I see them putting effort out into that kind of thing. Because some people will just use a template, and do it again. But I can tell you're doing like the themes, are special and unique each time. So you create flyers to personify that theme. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, the link tree, if you share that, I'll forward it. Also, I do want to give a shout out to Luisa Houseworks, Log Studios in El Paso, Texas. I saw you here in the live chat, and also tagged us on Instagram. That's always cool. That's always a fun one when someone is like watching from their home and then they tags the live stream. That's always fun. You guys are always more than welcome to do that. I know quite a few people back in the day would do that. So anyway, we tagged Finn Bell as well in that because she took a brief little video of you reading, and that's on Instagram. Yeah, check out Binalong Studios in El Paso. If you guys have any recording projects that you guys want to take care of, last Thursday I ran into Tim Hernandez downtown El Paso. I did a jazz and Well, no, it was a poetry night, but sometimes when I walk into a space, all of a sudden it becomes jazz and poetry night. So they had me perform, and Tim Hernandez, professor at UTEP, came by. He has a book of poems out, and I think he recorded an audiobook with Beanalog Studios. So if you guys are looking for audiobook stuff, that's an option. I'm trying to learn it too. Although to be fair, I've been really, really busy. But I do want to offer services to the community, by the way. So if you are in the El Paso area, one thing that is happening pretty soon is Button Poetry is having a video contest. So if you guys want to book a studio session where we can set up in my studio with cameras and really good audio, hit me up and you can submit it to Button Poetry. That's for free on me for anyone in the community. So if you guys are listening to this, check it out, hit it up, or maybe I'll just clip it and put that online for people to check out later. But speaking of community, I'm really excited about all the future in the El Paso literary community because there's so many great people doing things like Aaliyah and the Writers Theater, and Fernando Montejano's new in town, and he's been helping out so much. And someone, an organization that's been so important as well, of course, to our community is Tumblewords. And of course, as many of you know, it's under the direction of Kit Wren, who is also our next performer, the man of many titles, BWOMS Enforcer, BWOMS. Well, you got it. But right now he's Mr. Monday Night. Tilt the cap. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage. Back on the mic. Let's hear it for Kit Wren. Yo.
Hey, what's up, Richie? What's up, everybody here? What's up, everyone in the future? You look good. That you get that surgery I heard about. Well, be careful. You don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Completely blown myself off course before I even begin. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3 of mine, and then the cover. Since we have kind of a light list, I'm doing some longer ones that I kind of keep in the vault. But sorry if I'm rude. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. In Ceausescu's Romania, 1 in 3 citizens was a government spy. So if you lived in Cluj and kept to yourself, didn't really talk to the neighbors much, the math was not on your side. Think of how many neighborly disputes turned with alacrity into state-sanctioned murder. Loud music at all hours. Loud Western music, you mean? Well, yes. A fellow named Johan achieved a peaceful silence in this way, and 2 days later, he picked through the empty apartment, looking for something to sell on the black market. Nothing of much value, but he was taken with a record. Possibly the same record that set this into motion. H to He and the Only One by Van der Graaf Generator. Johan is feeling a bit smug and bulletproof and decides to give it a spin. And a violent silence was imposed on Johan 2 weeks later. The Van der Graaf Generator record made its way from Cluj to Yunre to Bucharest and eventually to Kiev, Kharkiv, Odessa, as far as Krakow in the north and Sofia in the south, leaving nothing but military tribunals in its wake. Eastern European progressive rock fans were decimated. Struck down so completely, it was as if it had been a harvest. The trail of the bloody record loses its connection to the Second World during the Panjshir offensives in the 80s. Perhaps it was being weaponized. Not much research had gone into this idea, at least not much recorded research. The Soviets wouldn't have been a first army to throw something crazy at the wall and worry about laboratory testing at a less urgent date. This all might seem fantastic and hard to believe, bordering on the impossible. But if you believe nothing else I have told you, believe this. You might remember the accounts of Osama bin Laden's lair, the accounts of pornographic magazines and DVDs, the unreasonably large supplies of Nestle chocolate, The refusal of the man who declared unconditional cultural war on the West to pick a side between Coke and Pepsi. But you do not remember this, because you were never told this, because there is no explanation what SEAL Team 6 found when they burst into a barricaded room and saw a terrorist mastermind sitting in a beanbag chair wearing square headphones connected to a dusty turntable by a coiled wire, which would have resembled a telephone cord if there was such a thing in 2011. Rocking out, as it were, and spinning on that turntable was H to He Am the Only One, the third studio album by British progressive rock band Van der Graaf Generator. So what survives? We don't know. We don't get to pick. We're lucky if we even notice. A sudden dark thought propels me to send a message to a friend saying, I just want to make sure nobody spirited you off the streets of Portland into an unmarked van. When she replies quickly, I am able to pretend it is a dark joke and not a mental image that I have had and can't shake even as we continue to talk. She also kids on the square. She says she is too asthmatic to risk exposure to tear gas no matter how close to her heart or her doorstep the conflict reaches. In this moment, I am briefly thankful for social media, for taking all of the panic out of my panicked missives, turning my frightened whelps into nervous chuckles. We laugh at death to make him feel bad about himself. We want to demotivate him, make him move with a slower, more predictable gait. If we keep it up, we will make him resent his job and half-ass it. We will keep doing this even after it has been proven not to work, even after the tests come back and the low-grade fevers get closer and closer to my hermetic circle. Perhaps death has never actually been able to distinguish between mockery and encouragement and reads all our words in the same flat tone. Perhaps I should not let my heart whisper furtive squirts of succor, but let it blast in steroidated pumps and arrhythmia loud enough to set off car alarms, to give all the people fighting urgent fights one secure moment, to disorganize the destroyers and acolytes of death for just long enough. I am not that powerful. I fear I am not equal to this moment. But I think I know the people who are. I trust them with my affirming light. They live in the mountains. They hang hammocks with each end on a saguaro. They walk all day in forests without getting lost. They know that I know them. They know that I need them. They too fight the silence and aim their heartbeats carefully. New shit. I think I wrote this a few months ago in Ray Ramos's workshop for the Cryptidinals, his comic book series. The Chupacabra is unlikely to really exist, but would one more extinction really tip the balance on humankind's ledger? Maybe we can't find them because we killed them all. We needed that coat split ourselves. If animals start developing perverse and wasteful rituals, then how do we make it clear who's boss? Even those who fear nature's red tooth and claw can take comfort in its insensate eye. But the cats keep prowling around my altar, the altar I never mention because I don't trust you, not even you, my one true love. Assigning the cats even a cooperative motive still raises questions. I did not ask for their help. I did want those doves to die, but I didn't tell them that. And cover poem. Well, I haven't done before. I kind of go into repeat sometimes with the cover poem because I just like certain things. But this is not really new because it's very fucking old. But this is The World's Wonders by Robinson Jeffers. Being now 3 or 4 years more than 60, I have seen strange things in my time. I have seen a merman standing waist deep in the ocean off my rock shore. Unmistakably human and unmistakably a sea beast. He submerged and never came up again. While we stood watching, I do not know what he was, and I have no theory. But this was the least of wonders. I have seen the United States grow up the strongest and wealthiest of nations and swim in the wind over bankruptcy. I have seen Europe for 2,500 years, the crown of the world, become its beggar and cripple. I am waiting for the page to load. I have seen my people fooled by ambitious men and a froth of sentiments waste themselves on 3 wars. None was required, all feudal, all grandly victorious. A 4th is forming. I have seen the invention of human flight, a chief desire of man's dreaming heart for 10,000 years, and men have made it the chief of the means of massacre. I have seen the far stars weighed and their distance measured, and the powers that make the atom put into service for what? To kill. To kill 500,000 flies, men, I should say, at one slap. I have also seen doom. You can stand up and struggle or lie down and sleep. You are doomed as Oedipus. A man and a civilization grow old, grow fatally, as we say, ill. Courage and the will are bystanders. It is easy to know the beauty of inhuman things, sea, storm, and mountain. It is their soul and their meaning. Humanity has its lesser beauty, impure and painful. We have to harden our hearts to bear it. I have hardened my heart only a little. I have learned that happiness is important, but pain gives importance. The use of tragedy. Lear becomes as tall as the storm he crawls in, and a tortured Jew became God. Don't have a little paper, but the Instagram is at Kit Renaway. I got the Blue Sky invite. I know important people on the internet, so that's where I am. I don't use Twitter that much anymore. Let's see, Facebook, it's under my government name. You can also look up the Tumblewords Project on Facebook and keep up to date with our weekly schedule of events. The Tumblewords Project is a generative writing workshop. So be prepared to write and to share what you write when you show. This week, Richie already gave them the shout out, and they also won a little contest that Brave Books had on their Instagram. Brave Books put up a little picture and you had to write a little bit of flash fiction. And this week's presenter at Tumblewords, Fernando Montejano, was the winner of that contest. So good for him. That's one of many accolades he brings to the table. I hope to see you at the table too over Zoom this Saturday. And then we'll close out the month with Vale Larkin, playwright out of Pittsburgh, no stranger to this place. And August is going to be pretty exciting too. I just need to wrangle some titles out of people, and then I can go into the whole spiel then. But without further ado, back to Richie. Let's keep this night going.
Yeah, thank you, Kit. Wrangling writers and wrangling titles. I miss Donna. Yeah, she would definitely be wrangling titles like months in advance to when she was booking Tumblewords. So you know how it is. All right, and yeah, shout out to Fernando. I didn't realize it was this Saturday, the one coming up. That's cool. Fernando and I were invited to perform at a show in Las Cruces this past weekend. It was a really fun venue, Picacho Peak Brewing. They have a really nice stage, and then the owner seemed interested in possibly doing shows there. Just driving the cruises for open mics could be interesting path in the future, or we can find people there that will be part of that. Anyway, let's continue. Once again, everyone, welcome to our stay at home open mic, our online open mic here on YouTube. We've been doing this every Monday since April of 2020. And tonight, you guys are part of that tradition. We're going to go ahead and bring it back to one of our favorites. You guys already know. If you know, you know. We're going to go out to Washington, D.C. And yeah, every time I see, I love introducing him because he's like, all right, time to turn the camera on and just get jiggy with it. We got Eddie Poetastic, Mr. Ed Poetastic up next. What's up, man? How you doing? Happy Monday.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you for making our Monday nights a light in the wonderful Potastic Spotlight. All right. My name is Ed Potastic. Hope you're feeling fantastic. Please get in time to enjoy my rhyme for all feels sublime. All right. I got 3, so you know it's gonna rhyme. My first piece is called Webhead. A mask woven with wise words of great power comes great responsibility. Too bad evil doesn't have any accountability or simplicity. My Spartan is tingling. Day must be near. It's time to punch culprits, thieves, and villains into tears. My RNA life being Spider-Man. I do what any friendly guy with spy powers can. I'm swinging through vast buildings in these annoying spandex tights, trying to juggle the concepts of what's wrong and right. This suit, a sticky emblem to wear. The hair burns I must bear, but never share. They say crime never sleeps, but God, give me a break for once. Just immediately time for sleep or a bite for a quick brunch. My mind thinly grasping my funny innocence. My old easy life of being normal. I solemnly reminisce. Mary Jane, she always the web beneath my wings. Her presence always makes my heart swing and sing. Aunt May, she the sweetest thing next to my heart. I make sure nothing tears apart. Uncle Ben, I'm so sorry. I hope you're proud of me. I probably be the most spectacular superhero. You'll see. Venom, he was always the oil of my clear pond, pushing my horror action in the great beyond. Carnage, Venom on overdrive. Every time I fight him, I'm surprised I'm still breathing alive. Rhino, he's such a dim-witted wrecking ball. Like they always say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Dr. Altair is a genius with a heart made of vibranium steel. He always keeps me on edge and top my heels. Green Goblin, my best friend's maniac bipolar father. After I beat him, I need to describe him a great therapist or a doctor. Vulture, he's such a crazy bird brain. He's a embodiment of common sense down the drain. Scorpion, he's the new definition of acid rain. I know his dry cleaning is a huge pain. Black Cat, she's my troublemaking minx. She's sexy. She's a little jinx. Sandman, the quickles freeze with the sand. It really feels like me against the barren land. Electro, he's always a joy to my side. He always leaves my cell phone and web shooters fried. Stanley and Kirby, they were marvelous Excelsior guys. Now they're not with us, but became stars in the vast skies. It's just my average day being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the savior of citizens, and the punisher of madmen. All right. This is called Sith Monster. I was young, gifted, and the chosen one. I remember being burned alive underneath volcanic sun. I had so much talent. I even had my own Padawan named Ahsoka. She slowly strayed away from me, as in nature's law. I was supposed to bring great balance to the Force. Both sides got the better of me, and I went completely off course. I want infinite power to save you, my precious Padme. Your warm presence means... what else can I say? The rushing images of you dying keep my mind awake. It was for her, for every Jedi Master and Sith Lord's sake. I choked my Padme with this mechanical hand in a moment of need. Before I knew it, it was too late to implant the Sith seed. Master Obi-Wan, you told me to let her go in my deaf ears. I changed into a yellow-eyed monster with endless tears. Master Obi-Wan, you yelled I had the high ground. Before I knew it, I heard a buzzing sound while half of me was on the ground. I cursed you with my sizzling dying breath. You walked away without seeing my death. As I smelled my burning flesh with darkened rage, I heard a sinister voice saying he was ready for the final stage. The robot surgeons poked at my disfigured flesh as I screamed from agonizing pain, a new body to hide away this hideous, milky stain. I heard his sinister voice telling me to wake up and rise. I'm a grotesque monster. I stopped to ironically realize. My master told me I killed my Padme. I scream in shock, my boiling tears covering this inhumane rock. I killed my precious May. How could this be? How can I kill the most loving, humane part of me? Now I'm the Jedi hunter. Some Jedi'd run, but most of them tried. I turn on my lifesaver while I see the familiar hate in their eyes. I always say, join me into the dark side. But they scream monster in disbelief. No Jedi could ever understand my pain, sorrow, and grief. My dark star destroys planets to spread my emperor's influence and reign, accomplishing my master's sinister and twisted campaign. I stand wheezing in the eternal darkness, anguished and alone. I hold my crimson lifesaver, burning brighter, yet so cold. Luke Skywalker, my blood flows through your veins while the force grows strong. Maybe you can save the galaxy and rewrite my wrongs. Thank you. And I got, all right, and I got, this is also, last but not least, to go inside the crease, this is called Green-Eyed Monster. I'm a monster, but I'm timid, not monstrous. I clench only roses, daisies, and violets in my fists. I know it looks sickly green, unhumanly tall, and simply dubious. I don't eat people, but mainly vegetables and fish. How I came to be in my spontaneous misery, I heard it's alive. Then my body felt jittery. Moving my body was slippery and trickery. Only mumbles and grunts were my delivery. My whole body's made from the dead. Yes, you heard what I said. I still feel their memories, emotions inside my head. I hear cries, laughs, curses, and moans when I go to bed. My memories are pieces flowing to my mind, the mementos of the dead that are not left behind. Our lives, fates, and destiny, even our bodies are entwined. I'm their mumbling and stumbling unholy guide. I'm Frankenstein. No, my godly father is. No, it's not joy divine. It's not my name but his. It's his name, not mine. I'm no name, and he's the science whiz. Asked my father, what was my purpose? He started showing me complex notes. He simply says an experiment he wants to promote. He said out of all his failed experiments, he loved me the most. Father did made me a feminine undead lover. I adore our tender moans with each other. A new shade of warmth for this grotesque monster. After her death, I still suffer from a pain I can't recover. At a moment of rage, I broke out of my remote cage. I stumbled to a vivid and green stage, a new lively and vibrant page. The fluffy creatures and tiny dots were strange. I met a little girl by the pond. Her dress was colorful with hair so blonde. She stared at me, curious and odd. A new beginning of our strange bond. She laughed and gave me a tiny little flower. The fragrant scent with warm shower. I'm her friendly, green, and unique tower. It was nice to experience something so sweet, then sour. I heard her voice. She smiled and waved at me. She said, "See you again when I'm free. I'll stay here resting underneath a tree. It'll be me with plants, animals, and the bumblebees." I woke up. There she was, my dearest friend. We're going to have fun over again. Let's play tag, hide and seek, or pretend. A loud scream transcend. A man screamed, "Honey, get away from that thing." His silver tongue did hurt and sting. The sharp rock started to fling. I left, His rage still reigned. I ran to a abandoned house. I was quieter than any church mouse. I had my doubts when I heard shouts. They kept me in while I wanted out. They hold up pitchforks high with fire in their eyes. They howled in the empty, dark, smoky sky. They screamed while their torches rose high. The flame burned everything, including my cries. Damn my abnormally large, enormous feet. I could never be normal discreet. I could never indulge something sweet. Fire bad! The raging, painful heat. My regrets spewing from my blackened lungs. I'm decaying inside the sun. The embers feasted away my eyes and tongue. My body slowly becoming one with the crumbs. The painful flames were biting at my crying flesh. I hope my blackened corpse gives you bright relief. The nameless monster responsible for your inner tormented mess. I love my short life, even if it was chaotic, misunderstood, and brief. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you always trip me out when you do the voices and then you just on a dime, like just go back to your voice. Like it's great. I love it, man. And you busted out some new voices or some voices that you don't do too often. Damn, you busted out the Vader or as we say here, the Darth Vato voice, Darth Tastic. And then the monster. Yeah. Yo, you got fans on YouTube, Sandy
Thank
loves
you.
your voice. She said secretly loves your voice, but I guess if you say it out loud, it's not much of a secret anymore, right? But we love having you here. So how can people, as always, where I'm going with this, right? How can they follow and support you online?
Sure, you can follow me, but I need to ask you a question first, Richie. Would you all like to join the rhyming side? We have chocolate chip cookies. I'm kidding. If you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman too. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you send me your request, if you take guess, the answer is yes. So I hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed, and never stop spewing the wonderful words inside your chest, and never stop feeling, and thinking, and doing your best.
All right. I have a headcanon now that that's your actual voice. Like, the whole time that's your voice, and you're like now finally revealing it to us. Thank you, Ed. I added myself to the spotlight by accident, but I'm blurry again. Stop it. All right. I don't know why that's happening. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Jenny, who's here on the Zoom call and always here to support. Always appreciated. Also, shout out to Steffi, who has joined in as well in the Zoom chat, the YouTube chat. Again, shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. We love having you guys here. Yeah, just say hi. We're here. Let me see if I can focus myself really quick. Meditate. Okay. Yeah, the mic's messing up somehow. I was going to share a piece or two, maybe an original, a couple of cover poems, and then we're going to bring up Mr. Tesosomok. And then after that, we have some open spots if anyone shows up. If not, we will end the show with Dan the Man as we do many times. But right now I'm going to insert myself to line up, usually in a spot where I usually don't perform. But yeah, what's going on, everyone? I just started a summer school session, summer 2 session. And I'm gonna tell my students about this week. I haven't told them about it yet, so we'll have people tuning in as well, catching the replay. Man, hold on. Why can't I play the words? Why can't I focus? Well, I'm right here. All right. So she tells me she loves when poems end in question marks. Am I doing it right? That's just a filler poem. I had a couple pieces I wanted to share. One is I came across my buddy Lawrence Barrett, Larry, who has published a lot of things here. But one of my favorite things about his collections here is whenever he mentions a sax player in the books, he's talking about me. So it's really cool to be like kind of like a character throughout his books. And a couple of them, there's even pictures of me. This one doesn't have one. So this is from Lawrence. This one is from his collection, Little Backyard Music, and it's called Drum Song. Is it possible to find that inner ooze of soul upon this rocky corner of earth where my feet are alabaster clay tapping the drum song inside me, inside the noise and fear and weight and dirt and illusion of hearts lessened and dying low in search of greater tongues to speak like the thornier tongues of fingers upon goat skin? We're drunk on strong wine and feed tangerines to the gods as we, the hammering ministers, slake the best, terror-wise, and cranked out in the downstroke message of hand slap as some fine piece belly dances in the right of drum. Mystery breaks upon re-entry. The rhythm slows. A sax opens up, whine. Voices of drum spasm, lost measures of heaven snapping, seconds gone, slipping against the backbeat of desert sands and western mountain tops. Drums tonight dream against the backdrop of urban thwack madness, clanging across the city in the erupting elegy of commuter rush. Tonight, the drums are dreaming in the sweet syrup of drumwood, sticky in my ears as I call out fretful poetry on a megaphone above desert pines, chasing evening green cobalt. The drums are dreaming, and we are the drum song. Anyway, it's got a bunch of these, and like I said, it's cool to be featured in other people's books. So I was the wahing saxophone in that one. But to end this set, before we go on to Mr. Tez, I just recently picked up a couple of collections from Kyle Guante. Was it Tranmere? Yeah, he's kind of like a popular spoken word poet. You can find him a lot on Bun Poetry. It's crazy. After I ordered these, he followed me on Instagram. I was like, what? That's cool. But he writes a lot about like workers and workers' rights and inequality with income, so this is one of my favorites. I've read it here before. It's called The Family Business. So just kind of thinking about the writer's strike going on right now in Hollywood, sending my my support to them, so this is The Family Business. Jackie's been here for 25 years, and he tells me, you get used to it. He says your nose learns to seal itself when you dive headfirst into an ocean of dust. Your eyes develop nictitating membranes to keep the chemical sprays out, and your hands, they will grow their own gloves, invisible and tough and permanent. I've been a janitor for 3 weeks, and I thought I was made for stronger materials. We play chess in the break room. Jackie asks me what my favorite piece is. I say the pawn because, he's the underdog. The odds are against him. Jackie identifies with the pawns too, but he sees nobility in their sacrifice. He sees beauty in their simplicity and the fact that they're always moving forward. Jackie shambles from room to room, moving half as fast as me, but somehow getting twice as much done. The night shift will mess with your head like that. Jackie smiles. The saddest face I've ever seen. Sometimes I see that face and imagine that we are the servants entombed alive with the Pharaoh, polishing someone else's gold while our oxygen runs out, dutifully preparing a grand feast for a god who will never be hungry. But Jackie tells me that there is honor in this, a good day's work, an honest living, that there is poetry in this. But what kind of poetry lives in a can of orange naturalizer? The liquid breath of dragons? The mist dissolves every word creeping up my throat, overwhelms every idea. They got me wiping my reflection from the glass, scrubbing the shadows off the walls. They got me so scared of my alarm clock that I can't fall asleep anymore, even when my muscles drain out from under my fingernails. My thoughts stream out of my ears, and I am left with nothing but 2 eyes that refuse to close for fear of what they might see. is there really any honor in this? Or is it that abstract notion, the carrot they dangle in front of us pawns to move us across the board? Jackie tells me you can't think about it like that. He says that without us, the people who live and work in this building couldn't function, that we keep the gears turning, and then it might not be glamorous, but it's necessary. And of course, he's right. And maybe I am just a working class kid who somehow hustled my way into college and got delusions of grandeur. Maybe now I'm too good to go into the family business. 100 generations of janitors and farmers and infantry and factory workers and pawns. So I suck it up and last for 2 more months. And on my final day, before a very uncertain future, I make a point to shake Jackie's hand and I say, I've been thinking, man. I think the reason pawns can't move backwards is because if they could, they'd kill their own kings in a heartbeat. Instead, we are forced to keep moving, believing we can get to the other side and become royalty ourselves, but most likely dying on the way there, sacrificed for a cause we don't even understand. I wish you the best, man. I wish you horses and castles. Jackie smiles, the saddest face I've ever seen, and disappears into his work. Anyway, that was called The Family Business. Just love the image of, or that line, if the pawns could move back, they'd kill the king in a heartbeat. I'm like, all right. So it's a really good collection of poems and essays and all that. But sorry for the interruption. Once again, we are the online open mic. We are here every Monday. So if you want to sign up, follow us online, Barbed Open Mic Series. We have events as well. If you're in the Paso area, tomorrow, Tuesday night, we're going to be at Mona Bar of Modern Art in downtown El Paso. Come through. That starts at 9. Sign up starts at 8. And this Thursday, we are going to have poetry night. That's right. Purely spoken word poetry. Or if you have some prose, at Capri on 111 East Robinson. That starts at 8 o'clock. Sign up starts at 7. Show us from 8 to 10 or until we finish. But yeah, hit us up. If not, we are here online for you. All you have to do is join us through Zoom and we will welcome you with open arms. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the list. Since I have been here, we have had Mr. Tessel Somok join us on stage. And as always, I like to think he's got a reading and a song for us today, I imagine. Yeah, all right. So joining us, I'm coming from El Paso, but going to Los Angeles. Let's go and welcome Tessel Somok. What's up, my friend?
Good evening, folks, and good evening to the BWOMS open mic on a Monday night. I have some time tacos for you, and I'll have a song. Act 2, Scene 1, Confronting the Romans. The sun was high in the sky, casting a scorching heat over the battlefield where the Roman Republic forces, led by consuls Lucius, Aemilius, Paulus, and Gaius Terentius Varro, were stationed. Scipio and Tito, 2 unlikely companions, found themselves standing before the Roman commanders, their hearts pounding with East LA ghetto fear. The Romans, adorned in their formidable armor, scrutinized Scipio and Tito, their brows furrowed with suspicion. The duo's attire, distinct from the traditional Roman garb, raised immediate concerns. Consul Lucius Aemilius Paulus, a stern and imposing figure, stepped forward. "Who are you? What business do you have here?" he demanded, his voice carrying authority. Scipio swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the moment. With a quivering voice, he spoke. "We are travelers, sir, from the town of Latina on the central western coast of Italy." Consul Gaius Terentius Varro eyed them skeptically. "Your clothing does not resemble that of Romans. Explain yourselves further," he commanded, suspicious, evident in his tone. Tito, with a nervous gulp, interjected, "We're Latinos, good sirs. Our attire is peculiar because We hail from the swamplands of Latina, where our customs and dress differ slightly. Counsel Amelius Paulus narrowed his eyes, assessing their words. Swamplands, you say? And how did you find yourself so far from your home? He questioned, his voice filled with skepticism. Skippy, trying to maintain composure, replied, we embarked on a journey seeking new trade opportunities. It was during our travels that we stumbled upon this grand gathering of the Roman Republic. Consul Gaius Terentius Varro crossed his arms, a gesture that exuded authority. If you are indeed Latinos, as you claim, speak to us in your native tongue. Let us determine the truth of your words. Skippy and Tito exchanged anxious glances, knowing that their grasp of Latin language was limited to the catechism training from Father Sambuto and Mr. McGregor's Latin class in high school. They had to tread carefully. Taking a deep breath, Skippy began, salve bene vobis, nos sumo latino venimus, ab terra palustres latinienses, quid vultis scire de nobis. His words stumbled and were laced with a thick East LA Pocho accent. The councils exchanged dubious glances, but seemed somewhat convinced by the attempt. Consul Lucius Aemilius Paulus nodded slightly. Your Latin is peculiar, but it has a hint of authenticity. Proceed with caution, for falsehoods will not be taken lightly. Skippy and Tito breathed a sigh of relief, realizing they had managed to convince the Romans, at least for the time being. They cautiously proceeded to weave a tale, blending elements of truth and fiction, ensuring their newfound identities as Latinos held strong. They spoke of their humble lives in the swamplands, of their journey to seek trade opportunities, and of their limited hopes to learn from the great Roman Republic. The consuls listened intently, their suspicious gazes gradually softening. After what felt like an eternity, Consul Gaius Terentius Varro spoke, his voice carrying a trace of begrudgingly respect. Very well, you may remain provided you abide by Roman laws and customs. But we warn, any suspicious activity will be dealt with swiftly and severely. Skippy and Tito bowed their heads in gratitude, feeling the weight of their narrow escape as they stepped back. They couldn't help but wonder if they had truly fooled the astute Roman commanders, or if their ruse would eventually unravel. With hearts still racing, they retreated from the tense encounter, carrying their newfound personas as Latinos, hoping that their disguises would continue to shield them from the Romans' piercing gaze. Little did they know their journey was far from over, and their encounter with the Roman Republic was just the beginning of an epic adventure filled with danger and uncertainty. Skippy and Tito found a secluded spot from prying eyes, seeking solace in the shade of a towering cypress tree. The weight of their recent encounter with the Roman Republic hung heavy upon them, and the urgency of their mission gnawed at their minds. Skippy kicked a loose stone in frustration, his voice tinged with exasperation. I can't believe we barely made it out of there. Our disguises might not hold up for long. We need to find compas and allies, Tito. We can't do this alone. Tito leaned against the tree, his eyes scanning the surroundings with caution. I know, Skippy, but who can we trust? We're strangers in a strange land, and our very presence here is a risk. We need someone who can guide us, someone who knows the ins and outs of this place. Skippy crossed his arms, his expression grim, remembering what Mago Pachuco told us. We must find the Roman Flutus Herondas, the one who can help us to return to our timeline and home. But how do we even begin to look for someone so specific in this vast city? Tito's brows furrow, his voice laced with determination. We start by gathering information. We need to blend and observe and listen. Perhaps we'll stumble upon a clue, a mention of a renowned Hiranda's flutist, someone who matches the description Mago provided. Skippy nodded, his eyes gleaming with a flicker of hope. You're right, Tito. We must be patient and resourceful. Let's venture into the heart of the city, immerse ourselves in the bustling streets, and keep our ears open for any whispers that might lead us to Hiranda's the flutist. And I'll stop here.
I want to see. I want to see them find the flautist.
Yep. So this song has some chromatic bebop guitar progression, so hopefully you'll enjoy that, Richie. Psychical life, avoiding pleasure, tempted to embrace inertia is our treasure, but hidden within lies a lurking decay. As entropy leads us astray. Oh, the lies we tell, the selves we deceive, in the pursuit of comfort we may never achieve. But in stagnation's grin, we lose vitality. Oh, the sad ballad of self-deceit's reality. Neural the investment leading to self-annihilation, a distorted self-discourse of pleasure in dying. We yearn for self-care, a paradox in the skies, for life ironically must escape life. The collapse subverted by a man needs deep within. Complexity increases, internal organelle spin. Desires cannot be fought or denied. They must be fed, not cast aside. Oh, the lies we tell, the selves we deceive, in pursuit of comfort never truly achieved. But in stagnation's grip, we lose vitality. Oh, the sad ballad of self-deceit's reality. Desires clash with the drive's allure, a battle within a struggle to endure, hallucinating scenes of satisfaction, yet the primary process cannot always be dismissed. Oh, the lies we tell, the selves we deceive, in the pursuit of comfort we may never truly achieve. But in stagnation's drift we lose vitality. Oh, the sad ballad of self-deceit's reality. To understand our minds and their intricate ways, to confront our repression, the unconscious display, let us unravel the web of illusions we conceive and face the truth we're often afraid to believe.
Se acabó.
Se acabó. That was titled Shadows of Deception.
Right on, man. I like the laugh after the title. Tez, how can people follow and support you online? You know it.
Sure. Folks can follow me on Instagram on the Gaseous 2019. If you want to support my work, pick up a copy of the book right behind me on Amazon, and I would be greatly appreciate that. Thank you. And that was an original, kid, so don't worry, no stress.
All right, man. Right on. No stress, no stress. We're here. We're chilling. We're kicking back, relaxing, meditating, and listening to Tez's tunes here at the online mic. One of my mics just went out, so I'm a little bit more extreme in my lighting right now. But hopefully you guys are having a good time at home. Once again, we're here every Monday. If you want to join us, please do so. And of course, if you want to sign up, you're always welcome to do so. We welcome everyone here. So even though we've been doing this for a while, we always love first timers. And even better than that, as Kid always likes to say, is a return poet, return performer. With that said, as we often do, I'm watching the Yankees implode once again, and it's stressing me out. Speaking of stress, we're going to go ahead and bring in the closer, because maybe that's what we need. A good, strong, reliable closer. Someone who's been here since day one. He is a day one. Let's go ahead and welcome back to this show. That's right. The man who defies genre, who is once again going to share a little something, maybe a birthday tribute, maybe a little rhyme time. Let's find out. It is the one, the only Dan the Man doing what he can. Take it away, man. With the master plan. Take it away.
Thanks. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, not gonna believe what I got. I got literature, but it's also got approaches to fiction, poetry, and drama. But I got a couple of poetry right here I'm gonna read out. Oh, Mary's and Grace. Nice. Vincent, Oh, Don McLean. Wait a second. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna read this one. You'll like this one. It's called The Starry Night by Anne Saxton. This town does not exist, except where one black-haired tree flips up like a drowned woman into the hot sky. The town is silent. The night boils with 11 stars. Oh, starry, starry night. This is how I want to die. It moves. They are all alive. Even the moon bulges in its orange eyes. Irons, sorry, not eyes, iron. To push children like a god from its eye. The old unseen serpent swallows up the stairs. Oh, starry, starry night, this is how I want to die. Into that rushing beast of the night, sucked up by the great dragon to split from my life with no flag, no belly, no cry. Hold on a minute. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's it. See, chapter 15. Hold on a second. Where's chapter 15? Okay, hold on. 16. Oh. Hmm. Okay, let me see here. Yep. Okay, well, according to Van Gogh, that does not keep me from having a terrible need of, shall I say the word, religion. Then I go out at night to paint the shops. Well, yeah, and Sexton wrote this, and Vince Van Gogh painted this. So that's cute. Yeah, Starry Night kind of almost reminds me of back 3 years ago, COVID-19. Almost, but yeah, hopefully forget that. Okay. Landscape with the Falls of Icarus by William Carlos Williams.
Icarus.
Thank you, Kit. According to Bruegel. Okay. According to Bruegel, when Icarus fell, did I say it right? Icarus fell. It was spring. A farmer was plowing his field. The whole pageantry of the year was awake, tingling near the edge of the sea, concerned with itself, sweating in the sun that melted the wings wax. Unsignificantly, okay, I think it's off the coast, there was a splash quite unnoticed. This was Icarus drowning. Okay. All right, one more. The Sick Rose by William Blake. Oh, Rose, thou art sick. the invisible worm that flies into the night, in the howling storm, has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. Yep. Ah, man. Yeah, I got more. Okay, I got more of these. I'll probably save that for next. I'll probably save that for next week. I want to save that, and I think I better save this one in less than 2 months away for 9/11. Oh, this would be nice. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, great, great, Emily Dickinson. Okay. Yeah, there are a couple of literatures, approaches to fiction, poetry, and drama. It's very nice.
Look at that. Yeah, you busted a bunch of classics today.
Thank you.
Plus, you had Kit playing Cyrano de Bergerac in your ear.
Yeah, thank you, Kit. Appreciate it. Appreciate your help.
That WCW is one of my favorite pubs. So, and I put the painting it's based on into chat for folks.
I'm teaching Auden over the same painting as well this semester or this summer. Yo, Dan, how can we find you? Where are you online and all that stuff? You don't need your card. You can just say the information. You have it memorized. You have to at this point, right? Where can people find you online, Dan?
Oh, come on. I always say this.
It's more about ritual than about what's necessary.
I don't have a card on me, but it's only on the phone. I saved it. Dang it, I was cleaning out. No.
It's all good, but you have a YouTube channel and it could be found where?
Oh, hang on.
Okay. You figured it out. All right.
One sec. All right, here it is. Read it and weep it. Find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Yeah, but I'm heavily behind schedule. Again, I'm still editing I'm still finishing up the 4th of July, and I'm not gonna film any of them yet until I finish that up. So I do apologize for the delay. So, all right, just most importantly, find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Okay, guys. All right. Well, y'all be careful, and hope to see you guys next Monday. All right, back to you, Richie. Let's go ahead and call it a night.
Really quick, Dan. Awesome. First of all, I kind of feel like it's time to retire that card because you know what? You don't need it, right? It's like find me Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube and on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter is Dan the Man CO 2002. Those two things. Check it out. That's all it is. Easy. If you want me, I can do it for you.
Okay.
Because the card kind of takes a while for you to find it, but you have this stuff memorized. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, check out his weekly vlog. He does a lot to cover all sorts of stuff going on throughout the city. Did I mention that Barbed Wire is going to be featured in an upcoming issue of the City magazine? That's going to be really fun to celebrate. Yeah.
Woo!
Awesome.
All right.
Was that R2D2? I think I heard R2D2.
That
was Darth Vato. That was Darth Vato. All right. Hey, so that concludes our list. I want to thank everyone who has joined us tonight to either perform or just support, like Jenny here on Zoom with us, Steffi, who else? Sandy, Julian. We had who else did we have on there? I need to go back and check really quick. We had some peeps on there, so I do thank you guys for coming through. How can I forget Luisa? Everyone else who's tuned in, thank you guys. We're going to be here next Monday. If you ever do want to join us, all you do is sign up, follow our social media, Barbed Wire Open Mic. It's as easy as that. And if you haven't had a chance to already, subscribe to our channel. Like I said, we just hit 500. I feel like I've really slacked it on promoting the YouTube channel. Like we do it, but we should be a little higher in subscribers at this point, I think. But you guys can help us do that by sharing this video or any of our past shows. They are all there. In fact, all our past shows are archived on this YouTube channel. And as a bonus, Kit Ren, who you saw read just a little bit earlier, has gone and left timestamps for all the performers. So it's a lot easier to navigate. That is invaluable. But other than that, again, my name is Richie David Marrufo. You can find me on Instagram under Dead Wall Reveries. And yeah, there's lots more great work on the way. You guys enjoy your Monday night. And of course, the rest of your week for the live stream. BWOMS. See you next time. Peace. All right.